In other words, what you're saying there really is you're declaring national...
Start the thing rolling is what I'm saying. How do you start it rolling in the direction that you prefer?
That is a very good and a very difficult question. But I'll tell you one thing we need right now is more technocrats.
No doubt.
We need the technocrats. We need more technocrats in here who are willing to pick up the ball as those of us who are in the organization and begin to move with it. You need to get people out. Does Ross Perot? Ross Perot has one thing going for it: several $1 billion. You know, that the rest of us, you know, most of us don't have. Just a second, I see back. Perot, I think that quite a few of the economists took and ran Perot's scenario, you know, because Perot actually did produce an economic plan, you know, a printed economic plan. He said what it was he wanted to do. Quite a few economists ran this through their economic models, and the primary result from all of the economic models seemed to be about the same, about 30% unemployment in the country. So technocrats might very well like to see Mr. Perot just get his way, as long, of course, as we're not one of the 30%. But what would be the result of this? That's exactly the same percentage of unemployment you had during the Great Depression in the 1930s.
I think it's unavoidable anyway.
Yes, it is.
In other words, we cannot continue to produce unwanted, unnecessary material.
So what these guys are doing is they're trying to walk a tight wire. Well, what is it that Clinton wants to do, for instance, you know? What he wants to do, he says that everything will be okay if we just reorder the way that we're spending government money. Not that we reduce spending or anything else, but we reorder the priorities. We need to put more of it into actual, you know, civilian products and less into the military, because the military is just kind of thrown away, you know, all the time. It's going to amount to the same. I hope he does it. Because one effect it will have, if he does that, it will increase the rate of automation. It will increase and speed up these curves that we've seen up here. That's right. Will be the exact impact of that. So I hope he does it. Now, Howard Scott suggested way back in the 40s that what we ought to really do is to declare war on the entire Pacific Ocean, because his generals could never surrender, and we could just keep on dumping stuff into the ocean for as long as we wanted to keep this system running. Well, what the hell was our defense program anyhow? Every single president who's ever been elected, including Clinton or anybody else you want to look at, what was one of the primary things that they got elected on? Reducing the deficit. How many, every single guy who I've listened to, from Eisenhower on, has talked about reducing the deficit. And what did every single one of them do? They increased it. Why did Reagan get elected president? To reduce the deficit, to stop this damn government spending, and rah, rah, rah. He was going to do it. What did he actually do? During his 8 years, he increased the debt, the national debt, more than all of the previous 39 presidents did.
He tripled it.
Yes. All by himself.
Yeah.
Did he do any good? No. He tried to sound real good while he was doing it.
In fact, there's probably nothing to be done about that.
Oh, it makes no difference who the hell you put in there. We're going to have the same problem.
There is one opportunity, though, Ron, and it is the rollback of the Cold War. That has been a thorn, actually a sword in our back.
Oh, yes.
For 50 plus years.
It's also employed a lot of people.
That is
a lot of big industry, yes.
That is true,
Right.
how should I put it, unintelligently utilized, or not the best utilized for defense.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the defense industries are the most inefficient.
True.
They are because of the fact that they run on a cost-plus basis. And so a lot of it's very well known that a lot of their actual manufacturing processes are very archaic, back in the 40s and so on and so forth. So I'm rather interested to see them closing down a lot of the defense industries, because the more inefficient you are, the more people you need to employ. As you become more efficient, and as they begin to move into civilian uses, what are the areas that they're going to move into? They're going to move into telecommunications, connecting people up, so that you can have instant communications with somebody who is very far away, so that you can get in touch with an expert. Right now, if you want to, you can put a modem in your computer my wife's carrying a little computer that I brought from work. It's only about so big. It's a powerful piece of equipment. It's got a modem already built into it. I can plug it into something like CompuServe and talk to people from all over the world about any particular subject that I want to. Now suppose that happens to be a subject in my work. Why, holy smoke, it's like having the very best consultants from all over the world that you can talk to. Like that. Now, what else are they going to put it into? Robotics, maybe, huh? What is going to be the result of all of this? Even, exactly. What about engineering? Now engineering, now I'm an engineer. All right, so how can you possibly automate something like engineering? That takes a guy to sit down on a piece of paper where there's nothing and looks at a problem, who writes down, who comes up with a solution, does the calculations, and produces the drawings and everything, takes it out to the shop, has the shop build it, see if the stupid thing actually works. How can you possibly automate something like that? Well, you've got finite element programs now, where you can simply plug in the numbers and see exactly what that thing will do in advance. And then when you get done with that and you've got the thing actually to the point where you know exactly all the stresses and everything and exactly how the thing is going to work, then you can go to a computer automated drafting system and draw the whole thing up. Revisions used to be a major part of engineering work, of drawing revisions, where you had to take a drawing, erase that part of it that didn't work, and draw in the new part that did work. Well, on computer automated drafting, it can be done just like that. There is one outfit now, just one little example I want to give here. One outfit that makes, I don't even know what the heck it is that they make. They're small parts. It used to take, when a customer came, all these things are more or less specially built. They don't build very many of them for any one customer, but they all have to be designed specially for a particular customer and for his application. It used to take this company about 30 days to turn something around. In other words, from the day that the guy came in and talked to the marketing guy, and the marketing guy sort of sketched up the problem, and went to the engineer, and the engineer designed the whole thing up, and then they took it out to the shop, got it built, tested it to make sure that it actually works, loaded it up, or whatever it was that was required to test it, and then actually got the thing out and delivered to the customer. It took about 30 to 60 days, depending on the complexity. With the new systems that they have now, they recently brought in one part that had a fair degree of complexity to it, and 4 hours later, they were rolling out off the product line, off the production line. So don't think that the professions are going to be any shorter of this than anybody else. When it comes to doctors, you can take an X-ray and send it by telecommunications to the best experts in the world, to 5 of them, have them take a fast look at it and say, yeah, that's what it is, or no, that isn't what it is. So all of these things are going to have a tremendous impact. What is it going to do? It's going to speed up these curves.
Yes.
Yeah, question?
Yeah, you say a lot of interesting things, and I'm trying to assimilate all that, and I have a question. I hope I can get it out clearly.
Yeah.
And that is that with dictatorial systems, they don't have the capability to regenerate themselves, to repair themselves. And the human species has succeeded to the extent that it has because of its own adaptability.
Right.
People can adapt.
Yes.
Our system seems to have a certain amount of adaptive ability. So will democracy as it's constituted here keep doing regenerative self-repair work? Or is this clash, this ineptitude of the system, of the market system, is it going to get to be so precipitous that there could be a transition to technocracy? I'm trying to see, in my mind, if you think that